on the run and we ain't never gonna stop. The 313 live show, they got this thing going on. That Guy Rell and Lara and Black the Group. What they do? What you want, game and give you the latest news. So tune in, you want it, we got it. We ready for you. We ready. What up, dog? What up, dog? Oh my God, 313 live. Oh my God, 313 live. 3 live. Oh my God, 313 live. Oh my God, 313 live. 3 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 live. Oh my God, 313 live.
What's up, Doe Black?
What up, though, Real?
We back again in this motherfucker for episode 33, baby.
33. Magic Johnson, ain't it?
Yeah, that's Magic Johnson.
That Magic Johnson or Magic Bird?
Magic
Johnson. Not Magic Bird. What's his name? Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. Yes, Larry Bird. And what's his name? Patrick Ewing.
Okay.
Number 33 as well.
That's what's up.
A lot of people got
Man,
that.
did you hear 105.1 playing the game last night? The preseason game on FM.
No, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it.
Wow. 105.1, the
The
bounce.
bounce?
Yeah. Shit, the bounce. Taking over, kicking ass.
They're kicking ass.
They're just kicking ass out here, man. You know, man, let me go into this, hookup over here, man. You know, we got, thanks to my man, TPT, got this music playing in the background for us.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to TPT coming up out of Texas. And, this is the instrumental to Deception. Shit just
Check out his interview.
Yeah, check out his interview. It's in there. And, check him out. And it was dope. So,
He's still hard to catch up on that 8-ball pool, man. He talked a good game. I can't find him. Big shouts out to
big shouts
all
out
the people that played me and won.
Okay, you got them playing now. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
but you know what, man? Hold on, man. Let me cut this music in the background. Let me cut the music. Let me cut the music.
You gotta cut the music. All right.
The music is cut, man.
All right.
Okay, the music is out of here.
Okay.
Dope.
Yeah, I'm here.
This election shit, man. I want to talk about this first.
Man, goddamn.
I want to talk about that, but
Talk
first of all, we got Marty Thompson interview coming up after we get through talking about what we gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm. Big shouts out to Marty Thompson.
Yeah. He worked with the late great Eazy-E, Tupac Shakur, Ice Cube.
But we know y'all don't even respect the shit we bring y'all.
Yeah.
In presentation, they gonna have something that y'all can really listen to. So. Don't just skip past them, because they pay up more attention than the guests, man.
Yeah. So, he's in there. He's the one that shot.
Listen to the guy.
He shot on Real Compton City G's video, Real Mutha Gz for Eazy-E. He shot that video, and, he told some stories about Tupac, because he shot the video, what is it called, by Above the Law. Call It What You Want, and he told us some Tupac stories and shit. It was live. We're gonna get on that later. And most definitely, I'm gonna talk about this little motherfucker named Lil Yachty, aka Lil Bitchy. Okay, we gonna save him because he's not as important. He's not important.
He just got you upset.
When you're not a platinum selling artist or a gold selling artist, or your shit is all the way in the 100 charts down in the 200.
Save it, man.
Save it. We're gonna save it. Okay.
What's up,
man? Let's talk about NAFTA. I'm watching this these debates and shit, and I be getting a little frustrated because a lot of iron people don't know the history of NAFTA. Everybody puts NAFTA on Bill Clinton's back and make it fall on his lap. Everybody know that NAFTA is the National Free Trade Agreement shit. Well, this is what I found out. And people, you need to do your research on it because most of you probably don't know this about NAFTA. Okay, yes. Bill Clinton was a supporter of NAFTA. And Clinton did approve and pushed approval through Congress for NAFTA. But here's something you may not have known either about NAFTA. NAFTA was not negotiated by Clinton. NAFTA was negotiated and signed by former President George H.W. Bush. Bet you motherfuckers didn't know that. But, you know, the Republicans, they're the type of motherfuckers that once they sign some shit in, if it don't look good and it flunks, they push it over on the Democrats. Okay? And this is what happened with NAFTA. I also bet most of you didn't know that more Republicans than Democrats voted for the deal of NAFTA. The trade pact was opposed by labor unions. I also bet you didn't know that then House Speaker Newt Gingrich, I've been saying this for years, Newt Gingrich was all in for this NAFTA deal. NAFTA was supposed, I repeat, supposed to be a successor to a free trade pact with Canada. Bush had viewed NAFTA as a political opportunity and achievement for his re-election campaign, which he failed miserably in doing. George H.W. Bush initialed the deal on August 12, 1992 at the GOP convention, and then formally signed NAFTA in on December of 1992 after he had lost miserably the election to Clinton. Now, a lot of motherfuckers, Republicans, didn't know this, and a lot of them did. A lot of Democrats didn't know this, and some did.
Now, Real, how does this affect us?
This is where the jobs, you know, like the companies like Ford and GM and Chrysler, all of them, close down jobs over here in America and send them over to Mexico and pay them $6 an hour to make the jobs. That's what the NAFTA is all about, right? Cheap labor. Okay. Yes, Clinton did. But Clinton had supported the pact during the presidential campaign, but said he wanted to negotiate side agreements with Mexico concerning enforcement and labor and environmental laws. Clinton didn't pursue ratifications in Congress till after those agreements were reached in August of 1993. But the details were denounced by labor and environmental groups as too weak. So, podcast listeners and the Republicans who like to blame shit on the Democrats, Clinton did not negotiate NAFTA, nor did he sign it in. But he did put his political prestige on the line to get it approved by Congress, even as two top Democrat House Majority Leader Richard Gabbard of Missouri and House Majority Whip David Bonner of Michigan opposed it. In the House, NAFTA passed 234 to 200 with the backing of 132 Republicans and 102 Democrats voted in favor of it. The Senate approved NAFTA 61 to 38 with the backing of 34 Republicans and 27 Democrats. So how in the fuck, once again, could you blame this on Clinton and lay it on Clinton's doorstep when you got 132 fucking Republicans and 102 dumbass Democrats voting it in? So, once again, it was approved by Senate. 34 Republicans and 27 Democrats. Meaning that the Republicans strongly wanted NAFTA in. But now who do you see now talking about NAFTA? Clinton this, Clinton that with this NAFTA bullshit. The Republicans. Notice you never hear them say Clinton signed it in. They say Clinton approved this. They're not throwing Bush under the bus. They're throwing Clinton under the bus. What made me say something about it is because Donald Trump said Clinton signed it into play. So he doesn't know the history of NAFTA. A lot of people don't. A lot of people don't even know what the fuck NAFTA is.
You know, Donald been fucking up all over, man. It's like he must have had a bet. Like, I bet you that I'll do it, run for president. Cause it's no way that he really trying to get in there. I could see him doing some shit like that. And then he done got caught up in this shit. Cause he doing everything you can imagine for people not to like him.
Only you can come up with that, Dorian. But it's the truth. It's the truth.
And look, you said one thing, you ran down some shit he said, not true. Everything, the man, they tell him, look, Donald, in this election, you can't lie no more.
Right.
We got a fact check right there. You say something, they gonna go and look it up. You think Donald give a fuck?
Hell no. Nah.
Donald tell the lie, sniffing cocaine, hiding something, bitch. You see him again.
Hey, Donald Trump
again
is a motherfucker.
He not. And then he went and said the things about the women, and you know you got all the dudes coming up. You know, the real Jim Locker dudes. Come on now, man. You talked about that.
Yeah,
you did it.
but at the same time, man.
Come on, say it. You did it, didn't you?
Hold on.
You got a lot of these.
But did you peep his daughter out last night? When he tried to step in and give his daughter a kiss, did you see how she spit back away from him? Like, nah, you're not finna kiss me? Did you see that?
Did you think she getting ready to come out and tell? Maybe he done something.
Yeah, I think he may have fucked his daughter.
Oh, don't say that.
I'm not gonna say he fucked it. He may have tried. But check game Pete move now. Check game Pete move. Now, Donald's ex-wife said under oath that Donald Trump violently raped her.
Okay. You see, we going to the third one. You see, it's getting deep. Why? They ain't doing nothing but opening up that can of whoop ass.
It's getting deep.
It's getting deep. Neither one of them got no good policies. Who cares at this point?
Hey, you know.
Because the world is all about. See, this is what it's about, man. People don't even know how programmed we are. And they don't even know, right?
Right.
Now, they soaked us in for the last 8 years with reality television.
Yes,
we took everything out with scripters, writers, fired their ass. We want all reality. So that's what's been taken over. Right?
Yes.
So now, it don't even matter about the policies. It's all about the reality show of it.
True.
Hillary doing her thing.
Okay.
Donald doing his thing. Reality star, man. This is what this all about. So what? I don't know what's gonna happen, bro. We'll be here.
We're gonna be here this November the 8th.
Because the third one, they probably open up. I don't know what scandal gonna come out with now.
Man.
Normally by this part, they be talking about some real life shit.
This shit kind of reminding me right now
sad, bro.
Of a fucking reality TV show.
This is what I'm saying. You feel me?
Yes.
It looks like America's big old reality show, bro. It's sickening.
Nah.
Wow.
Enough of that, man. Enough of the politics.
Yeah, bro.
Let's
enough of the
move
politics.
on.
Let's move on.
Did you see the news last night, man?
Of course not. Of course not, man.
So let me ask you a question.
I want to sleep at night. Motherfucking clowns jumping out. Got people going crazy. I seen a man came in to Burger King or some shit with a clown suit on. Looked the man in the face, man, decked him in the jaw, man, knocked the man out.
Man, that's fucked up.
Shit, man, be looking at me with no motherfucker, his clown face on.
Did you see?
Sick.
They had a clown right here in Detroit. Somebody filmed. They had a clown mask on. The whole clown mask. It was on the back of the D-Dot bus, holding on, riding the bus for free, and everybody looking at this shit. And somebody pulled out their camera and filmed it, and the shit went viral, right?
What?
Yes. But now speaking of them clowns again, since we on them clowns, right? Two young ladies out in, I want to say, East Point, Michigan. They were
over the weekend. I already know.
Yeah, they were dressed up in the full clown suits, right?
Yeah, they clowns crossed 8 Mile.
Yeah.
Over the weekend. What time? What time was it? 1, 2 in the morning. Which one?
No, these early in the day.
Early in the day. Oh, okay.
Kids was getting out of school,
okay,
right? Some kids was getting out of school.
Well, what the hell?
And the clowns, the young ladies who was dressed as the clowns, right?
Mm-hmm.
They were scaring the kids, and the kids ran to the police station. Told the police, so the police went looking for these two people dressed in clowns, and they didn't know that they were young ladies. And it was a black lady and a white lady. They were college students, and they arrested these women and gave them what is disturbing the peace charges. And they were in court crying, and they were like, "We're college students. We were just pranking. We were having fun." And the judge set their bond at $10,000 each, cash security bonds. That's some crazy shit. But hey, if I'm like I said, if a motherfucker run towards my car in the middle of the night or the daytime with a clown mask on, I'm gonna act like I'm having a heart attack and I'm gonna run that motherfucker down. I don't care which way he run. I'm jumping on the curb with him. I'm gonna take his ass out and make him think twice about putting that fucking scary ass clown mask on.
Cause if they coming out there, you know, they got the kids and they chasing people with knives and robbing the place. And one guy, man, he out of business now. He said, damn, he can't make it. He doing the clown shit.
Yeah, he said
dressed up like a clown. Yeah.
Yeah, it was another.
He got to be motherfucking Barney now. He got to tell her, hey, look, we ain't doing the clown shit no more. Yeah. We all Barney.
It was another store here that was selling those clown masks, right?
Yeah.
And he pulled them off his shelf and said, hey, you know what? I don't want no parts of if a kid get hurt or, you know, a vigilante shoot somebody in a clown mask and they came from my store, so I don't want no parts of that. So
this terror thing is done got people is so afraid. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Everything in America, they scared as hell now.
Yeah. And now back on the news, the news thing, right? Mm-hmm. What would you do, though, Black, if you came home and a nigga was in your house with your house shoes on, one of your cold beers in his hands, and a sandwich? What would you do? And you don't know this nigga. What is you gonna do, sir?
I probably would just shot him. Off bail.
Let me tell you the story. This was on the news in Detroit last night again, right?
Some real life. What's that guy name that just be on Martin?
The brother man shit.
Brother man shit.
Yeah, bro man, fifth floor.
Oh,
listen,
bro.
This white dude came home for lunch, right? Mm-hmm. And a man was in his house he didn't know had on his house shoes, laying in his bed, drinking one of his beers and eating a sandwich, right?
What's the guy married?
Yeah, married guy. So, check game people, we think of the same thing, great minds think alike. The nigga said he came home early this day. I think the wife had her boyfriend over and shit just went sour. So the dude was like, this is my motherfucking house, and had my man's gun in his hand and shot at him 8 times, 3 times through the door, and came out, chased him down, and shot at him a total of 8 times. He went to his neighbor's house running like, please let me in, somebody's shooting at me. You know what his neighbor did? Closed the door on his ass and didn't let him in. Now these are white people now. White people. I love white people. White people is funny. Not all white people is cool. You got white America. Those the white Americans that fuck with us and fuck with black people and cool with us. Then you got white America. That's them dumb motherfuckers that vote for Trump and approve his rhetoric, his bullshit. So if you're voting for Trump and supporting Trump, you are a racist and you may not even know that you are a racist. No, fuck that. You know you're a racist because you're voting for him and this is just what you do. Okay. So, yeah. And the wife, as I was saying this was on Fox 2 News Detroit, ladies and gentlemen. If you think I'm lying about this shit, go look up Fox 2 News Detroit. It'll be there about the guy coming home and finding this stranger in his house. So the wife was on the news. She looked at kind of suspect, dog. And I honestly think after all this shit is said and done, though, Black, that's going to be the wife's lover.
Oh, most definitely. Sound like to me because that's like, because he came in.
Yes, sir.
And he said, this is his house.
Yes, sir.
And he was in there, laid in there. I think that was his house too.
It was his house, dog.
Yeah, I think it was the other man's house while he ain't there though.
It most definitely.
And he trying to tell him because he came home early.
Yes.
He thought it was his house, but your house don't start until 6 p.m. when you come in. Homeboy, from 5:59, I done had to go out the back door plenty of time at 5:59 because you done come in from this, and he probably done told her like, look, you better let that nigga know the schedule.
Man, I don't know what was going on, but
that's why the neighbor came down there like, man, if you don't cut it out, I got enough problems to do. 99 problems, but a girl ain't one.
Goddamn right. Stay tuned. We'll be back. Commercial break, and I'm coming back, and I'm gonna fire some shots. Be right back.
Oh shit.
What's up, everybody? It's Janira. Go check out my new single, Free Spirit. It's available on iTunes, Apple Music, Google Play, and anywhere else you can purchase music. Also, follow me on Instagram or Twitter at The Real Janira. I hope you all love it.
Shots fired. Now, you know, though, Black, I told you I was not going to ease up on this Lil Yachty motherfucker, right? It comes in. First of all, I don't even really know why I'm addressing this, but I'm going to address it because he needs to be put in his place when you come up. First of all, let me kick it with my Brooklyn niggas. My niggas in New York. My Cali niggas. My Bay Area niggas. Oakland, everywhere, where the fuck you at? How can this little bitch come on the scene and say that he is better than Pac and better than Biggie? Have you really heard this motherfucker's music, though, Black?
No, but I did some research on him. It's like it's a new style of rap.
Nah, ain't no fucking new style of rap.
rap.
Nah, that shit is not a new style. What this is a conspiracy against white America to ruin hip hop. Okay, you got this young dumb motherfucker now. I've been talking about this little nigga a few episodes back. Didn't even know his name. Shouts out to J Street because J Street brought it to my attention. Mm-hmm. So, Lil Yachty say he's better than Pac, better than Biggie. Okay.
All right.
Yachty, his first mixtape, Lil Boat mixtape, went number 113 on the Billboard 200s. That's straight ass. He's straight garbage. 113? Okay. Summer Songs 2 went number 197 on the US Billboard 200. This little motherfucker has not even sold 500,000 albums yet. Has not went gold. Has not went platinum. How in the fuck do you sit up and have the motherfucking audacity to say that you are better than Tupac and Biggie put together? Who in the fuck are you? Anybody that's out here of age and going and buy this little motherfucker's album, something is seriously wrong. Well, wait a minute. I'm going to retract that because obviously no one is buying his album. Okay. He gets on a feature with Drum or whatever his name is. No disrespect to my man. It was Drum's album that he featured on. This number one. Okay. So we cannot say that this is Lil Yachty's album because it's not. He's featured on the album. That's like saying Ice-T won a Grammy on his own when he really didn't win a Grammy. He won a Grammy as a feature. He featured on Quincy Jones' album, Back on the Block. And Quincy Jones won the Grammy, and Ice-T and everybody else that was on the album won a Grammy for the feature. Okay. No disrespect to the drum guy, drum, whatever his name is. No disrespect to you, partner, because you didn't make that mistake. Yachty made that mistake. Now, I can't really take Yachty seriously. I can't take this nigga serious at all. I just really can't. The nigga, I was always taught, you never respect a thief and a liar. How in the fuck can you knock a thug nigga who shot 2 motherfucking off-duty Atlanta police officers? How the fuck can you knock him, nigga, when your bitch ass is getting caught up on September the 1st, 2015? You and your homeboy was arrested at a mall in Palm Beach Garden, Florida for credit card fraud. Are you fucking serious, kid? Credit card fraud? Who does that shit? This is a bum ass nigga, okay? Alright, really. Okay, let me get his father, right? Okay. Yachty's father defended him and said, my son said he the king of teen, not the king of old heads. Shut your punk ass up, nigga. Of course you gonna defend your son because this your son and you eating off of him. Yeah. Okay, your son say he the king of teen. Well, let me give you a school lesson, son. Not your son, but you, Yachty's daddy. The great Eric B. and Rakim. Rakim was 18 fucking years old when he dropped Paid in Full. And when Eric B. dropped Paid in Full album, guess what? Eric B. had grown motherfuckers in their 20s and 30s. I repeat that, not Eric B., but Rakim had grown motherfuckers in the 20s, 30s, bumping the Paid in Full fucking album. Yachty's daddy, once again. So you sticking the teens, right? The late great Biggie Smalls, when he dropped his first album, he was 18 fucking years old. And had 18, 19 years old and had motherfucking grown motherfuckers 20, 30, and 40 years old in the club rocking out to Ready to Die. Okay, but you the king of teens, right? Yeah, you the king of motherfucking teens because ain't no grown motherfucker gonna go buy that bullshit that your son putting out. Okay? Pop. Tupac was what? 18, 19 years old when Tupacalypse Now came out? Had grown motherfuckers. 20s, 30s, 40s. Rocking that Pac, nigga. Rocking with Pac. I'll take you back even further. Run DMC. Run and D was in their teens, nigga, when they dropped their first album in the 80s. And they had all the grown motherfuckers in their 20s and fucking 30s bumping them. Ain't no grown motherfuckers bumping your son because your son is whack. He's fucking whack. I said it, yeah, he whack. Doe Black ain't said it, I said it. That Guy Rell, your son is whack, nigga. Now.
Wait a minute.
Go ahead.
No. Is you done, Danny?
No. And my thing is, why in the fuck is your son comparing himself to great legends such as Pac and Biggie when your son has not even went gold? He hasn't even went platinum. The motherfuckers' albums is number 113 and 197 on the motherfucking Billboard 200s. But you better than Pac and Biggie. These niggas was holding number 1 spots on the motherfucking Billboard, US Billboard's Hot 200. But you better than Pac and Biggie? Nigga Quick was 19 years old, DJ Quick, when he dropped his first album with Tonight. Compton's in the house. Just like Compton. Born and raised in Compton, my bad. Had grown motherfuckers in their 20s and 30s rocking out to him, and he was a teenager. Let's not forget the great Ice Cube. 19 fucking years old, wrote Fuck the Police. Got motherfuckers in their 20s and 30s rocking out. So nah, nigga, that king of teens shit, that shit don't fly with me. You just lowering your standards. That's what you are. Lowering your standards to teenagers because you know you can't survive in this rap game with the grown men. I want to hear hot 16 bars. I don't want to hear no bitch mumbling on the microphone. Your girl is in love. Bitch, get your bitch ass out of here.
That's
The
how
fuck?
that's how it sound, real.
That's how the fuck he sound.
Man, you might be a little real, I don't know. But see, you gotta realize, like, this is what I'm saying. Now, the kid, he only 19.
Nigga,
20.
I'm a Pac rider, nigga. I ride for
He
Pac.
19,
Nigga, you diss
20.
Pac, you gotta come see me.
He
Go ahead.
probably didn't, I'm just saying, he 19, 20, something like that. So he probably didn't come up listening to Pac and Biggie and nothing like that. And his father probably didn't expose him to that, like, you know. Because he didn't say, look, I'm better than Drake or Wayne or Lil Bibby.
Let me get
Lil
on
B or
let me get on
he
him
even
for
said
that.
old school.
Let me get on him for that. Drake. This nigga said Drake was better than Pac. Drake is better than Pac?
But Drake didn't say that.
No,
though.
Drake didn't say that.
Drake didn't say
Drake
that.
didn't
though.
say that. Drake, Thank Me Later album only sold 1 million fucking copies. Take Care album sold 2,216,000 copies. Nothing Was the Same sold 1,720,000 copies. Views sold 2,441,000 copies. So Far Gone only sold 639,000 copies. That's a total of 8,016,000 albums that Drake sold with his first five albums, right? Okay, you throw his singles in there. A few of his singles went platinum. Mm-hmm. So we're gonna give him about 11 million, 11 to 30, give or take, about 13 million, give or take. I'm gonna say take a few million, but Pop first 5 years sold 22 million copies while he was alive. First 5 albums. Okay, so once again, Lil Bitchy, I'm a Yachty, that's his name. How the fuck you gonna compare yourself to a great like Pop? Once again, how in the fuck is you gonna do that? And once again, my Brooklyn niggas, my California niggas, West Coast, East Coast, y'all should boycott that motherfucker if he even come up to the East or the West Coast talking about he trying to get money and he disrespecting the two greats.
Now, is his style is called mumble rap? I understand.
Okay.
Is that a style he made up or?
Man, this is.
I got my girlfriend in the house tonight. Hey, do you know anything about Lil Yachty?
A little bit.
Come over here for a minute. Come over here right here.
Speak on the mic, and you know a little thing about Lil Yachty. Step forward, please. Come to the table. You are in front of the.
All I know is.
Go ahead.
Do you like his
Your
music?
girlfriend want to be his sunshine, cause that's what he said, and your baby mama is fond of him. So all the baby mamas that's out there fond of Lil Yachty. That's probably why he got the publicity that he got. But he's still weak as hell. So whatever.
He doesn't have any publicity. That's the thing.
Now wait a minute, Real. I want to say this now, Real.
Yes, sir.
I was listening to Master P the other day on YouTube, and Master P was saying stuff like being about his business, and he gonna start it again, about to make stuff, do another go around again. He about to make things happen.
If he sign any mumble rap motherfuckers, he will end quickly.
Nah, but this is what he said. Mm-hmm. He said that DJ Khaled didn't have nothing on him, and when he said that, people was like, "Man, what you mean? DJ Khaled ain't got nothing on you. Like, why you throw shots at Khaled?"
Right.
So he came back and he said that what he said was saying basically when you speak a word, you be positive about the word. He was like, you always say that you better than somebody. Like that's the first stage of business. So maybe he was just saying, hey, in that way, like, hey, I'm the greatest. Maybe he feels like he's the greatest at what he's doing. Like,
you cannot be the greatest when you have not went gold. When you have not went platinum.
In his head, though, Real.
No, that's too much codeine that he's mixing in his fucking
he
Sprite.
on codeine too?
Well, you know them Atlanta niggas, not all of them, but a lot of those Southern niggas, they do that codeine shit in Sprite.
Baby, do he say anything about drugs in his raps?
He talk about
get to the mic. Come to the mic.
He talk about weed.
weed. He's probably lacing that weed with angel dust. But once again, you see, this is a coup. It's a coup going on in hip hop. Okay, the
hip hop
radio
is most definitely changing.
Hip hop is dead.
It's over.
It's dead. After I saw the BET Music Awards, that shit is dead. It was dead. It was garbage. Really? Okay, the only thing that I liked was the cypher. When Benny Siegel and Freeway got on there and did their motherfucking thing. Now that's what I want to hear. I want to hear somebody spit a cold 16 bars. I don't want to hear no motherfucking body. Your girl gonna love me.
Yeah.
You know, shit like that.
Sound real.
I gotta listen to this shit, man. Listen. You save yourself. As I was saying, it's a coup going on. And the DJs, I want to say fuck a lot of you radio DJs because you motherfuckers is a part of the coup. Okay, the coup is, you know that song Broccoli is Dram's song, Dram or whatever his name is. That's his song. Hands down, that's his featuring Lil Yachty. But everybody over the radio for some reason was saying Lil Yachty's new song, right? Okay, this is what happened. That radio, the label that he signed to, they gotta recoup their motherfucking money. Capitol gotta recoup their fucking money that they signed this dumb motherfucker on a 360 deal. A 360 deal, right? Okay. Right now, like Fat Joe said, and you take it how you want to take it. Motherfuckers, stay independent. We ain't signing to no labels because when you go independent, you making all the fucking money. It's your money. Chief Keef, I'm very disappointed with Chief Keef because Chief Keef had something going when he recorded that video, Shit I Don't Like. That shit was hype. I was feeling that. He shot that video in his grandmama's house, in his bedroom at his grandma's house while he was on house arrest, right? Mm-hmm. Uploaded the video, and within 24 to 48 hours, the nigga had 1 million views of that video, and niggas was buying his album. But he signed to a label for a 360 deal. Where's Chief Keef at today? You ain't heard from him. You know what I'm saying?
Chief Keef ain't banging no more?
Chief Keef ain't banging no more. You would have heard, I mean, Chief Keef could have set a trend and had these young niggas follow him if he would have stayed independent and did not sign a fucking 360 deal. But now I'm done with this. Fuck Yachty. Fuck his daddy and whoever else got something to say about it. Yes, I am the podcast guy that said your son is whack. And I'm very disappointed at the dad for even getting up and just saying, you know, hey, defending his son, talking about the average young guy cat today can't name 5 Tupac songs unless they go on the internet and look it up. Are you for real? What? Wait, only in the South? Only in the South? Because I know here in Detroit, these little young niggas is rocking pop all day long. You go to the East Coast and the West Coast.
But we old school here.
Right. But I'm saying, you go to the East Coast and the West Coast, a nigga gonna probably give you 100 pop songs without looking on the internet. How old are you, young lady? Get to the mic. Come to the mic. How old are you?
She might not want to.
Oh, you might not want to tell your age.
She might not want to tell your age.
Okay, we're going to put on blast.
If you want to, you can.
You ain't got to tell your age. Can you name 5 Tupac songs?
You want me to do it right now?
Yeah, right now. Oh, you got to
Wait a minute. No.
She can't name 5 Tupac songs.
Baby. Well, you letting him answer?
Man, I'm just saying, go ahead.
I'm gonna go ahead and let you have your spotlight. I'm not even gonna go nowhere.
She be spitting though.
Oh my God.
She be spitting little rhymes all the time.
You spitting?
She spit one last this morning, though. It was cold.
If you spitting, you need to give me 5 Tupac songs right now. Give me 5.
Oh shit.
Think of 5. Give me 5. Can you give me 5?
Brenda had a baby.
Brenda got a baby. 1.
What's that one where
Get to the mic.
What's the song where he said you see me balling on you bitch ass niggas? What song is that? Where he was talking to yeah, hit him up.
Okay. What
ain't Hail Mary a song?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Give me 2 more.
Oh, California love.
Okay, there go 4. Give me 1 more.
What's another Pac song. Damn.
One more?
Another motherfucking Pac song.
Did you really have to do all of that?
I'm sorry, it just popped in my head because I love the video.
Okay.
Damn.
One more.
Oh man, y'all put me on the spot. I don't know. I did 4. That's better than a lot of people. Give me another one.
You know what? Okay.
I already said that.
Okay. Here you go, niggas. Let me give you. Okay, hold on.
Okay.
If my homies call, Trapped, Soldier Story. Okay. What's that? That with that Jamaican bass line. Violent. They claim that I'm violent. That one. I Get Around. Papa Song. Representing. Any last words? What's the other one? Shed So Many Tears. Death Around the Corner. Dear Mama. I could keep on going on and on and on and on and on. Picture Me Rolling on you bum ass bitches. Okay. now listen. And how Drake came into play with this Lil Yachty shit, right? He did a video, right? Him and his homeboys. Of course, if you the nigga that's making all the money, right? If you go outside and say the sky is brown, you think your homeboy's gonna go out and say, nah, the sky is blue? No, they're gonna go with you and say the sky is brown. The sky is fucking brown. Okay.
All right.
So I would expect his homeboys, they didn't know any better, right? They was listening to Picture Me Rolling. And Big Sight part was on talking about, I got keys coming from overseas. Cost a nigga about, I'm not gonna, cause it's copyright infringement, right? Okay. Yachty and them so fucking dumb. They think Big Sight is Tupac.
Oh, that's funny.
So he's gonna say, Drake sound better than Pac. Drake, he financing the bitches, he rapping and singing to the bitches. Nigga, Pac was financing them same bitches, probably they mamas and they sisters and they cousins because he was a thug. It wasn't singing, so he was financing probably more bitches than you financing, nigga. Finessing, should I say. Finessing. The nigga is an ugly ass nigga, dog. So he wasn't getting no pussy before he became Lil Yachty. Who's to really say? Because a lot of them Southern women, some of them just might not be.
Wait. Now. We got a lot of Southern listeners now. Be careful.
I don't give a fuck. A lot of these Southern women, a lot of them is dumb. I mean, not the women. The young teenagers are dumb.
That Trump shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm gonna beat Trump today. You know what?
Room shit.
Let me apologize. You know what?
That locker room.
I'm not gonna call the little nigga a bitch. I'm wrong for calling him a little bitch. He just don't know no better. He don't know any better. So I'm gonna apologize to him and his father. I'm gonna apologize because I'm a big enough man to do that. But get your son together, man, because your son is fucked up in the head. For real.
Yeah, man, you know, history, man. History. You got to teach our kids like history.
Once again, this is a coup on hip hop.
You got to know where you come from so you know where you're going.
White America, in another 50 years, you're not going to know who Tupac was, you're not going to know who Biggie was, and you're not going to know who Eric B. and Rakim was.
Tupac most definitely going to be white.
You're not going to know who the fuck Blastmaster fucking KRS-One is. You're not going to know who none of them are. You know why? Because they're going to erase them, and they're going to bring these new niggas in to mumble shit and make black people think this is how you're supposed to talk, right? So black motherfuckers is gonna be eventually talking like this, and guess what? This is how they're gonna wipe the generation out, because these motherfuckers gonna be talking like this, and they ain't gonna be able to get no job, and you know, these women gonna be dumb enough and talking like it too, and you know, gonna be fucking them and bringing in babies, and you're gonna have
They're gonna be mumble talking.
Mumble talking is gonna be a whole new fucking language going on.
The mumble babies.
Man, we out of here. Shots was fired. Let's go in here and we finna jump in and check out Marty T. Peace and love. We'll be back. What's up, podcast audience? This is the host, that Guy Rell. And we have director Marty T on the line with us, Marty Thomas, but we're going to call him Marty T. How you doing, Marty?
Hey, you can call me Marty T. Absolutely. It's great to be on the show, man. Thanks, Terrell.
Hey, Marty, we want to thank you. All of our listeners all around the globe, we want to thank you for taking this time out to do this interview with us, man, because you are the man. You are a legend in this game, and you worked with some of the greats in this music business. And not only that, you also have an MTV Video Music Award. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've got a few awards under my. I've really been lucky, and I feel honestly really honored to have been able to sort of how my path as a director, as I was starting out, from the very start, sort of just went and boom, my first video that I ever directed involved Eazy-E.
Yes.
And here I am, shooting demos and short films, and I'm a young man, and I'm just out of film school, and I'm just trying to work on film crews and trying to just make rent, make the rent, and it's expensive living in LA, and especially for a young guy. And then I'm shooting demos for bands, and where I'm not making any money. Just a lot of work shooting demos, and the bands, they're all trying to get signed, so they're sending out their demos to record people. And one of them saw a video I did, just a demo for we did it for $150 with one camera, and just 3 days of just work trying to film something cool with these guys that are trying to get signed, and it got seen by a record commissioner who knew Eazy, and they had a music video, and I got called in to interview. They said to the band, they said, who did your video? And they said, oh, this guy we know. And they said, well, can we get his number? We just want to interview, see if he might be interested in directing a music video. So they were bummed because they didn't get signed.
Wow.
But it got me a job. So I went in there, and what was told to me by the record commissioner at the record company, I'm working with Eazy-E. He's just out of NWA, and what we don't want is all the reels we're seeing is a lot of booty shake and bouncing cars and gritty black and white, or we just don't want that. And we just, your video that you made was fresh, and Eazy's kind of interested in seeing if you might like to direct a rap video for one of his groups called Yomo and Malky.
Right.
And I didn't know anything. I mean, I at the time I was listening to some rap and hip hop, and it was I was really into De La Soul. I just love that album, and that was kind of my introduction. And then I started listening to more rap and hip hop. I was really enjoying it, and just the beats, and I love that world. It's sort of that
right.
East Coast, West Coast flavors, and then I really realized that this is actually really cool. I thought I want to be a rock video director. I want to direct rock videos, but as soon as I heard the track, the producers and Yella and Eazy and those guys knew that the track was really, really strong. It was called Mockingbird.
Okay.
And it was about how rap was selling out to R&B, and trying to be more R&B than hard, and kind of that was the theme of the song. And so I got the video, and I had shot the best I could, and they said, oh, Eazy, why don't you come tonight? And this wasn't planned. Come to the club and film him doing a cameo. And I said, oh, okay. So my very first video, I met Eazy-E, and I filmed him in a cameo. He was busy. He was busy spinning records at the club. And I said, it was really, really honored meeting you, and he's like, that's cool, he didn't want to talk to me. He was super busy. He said, just get this shit right. I'm like, okay, I got you, you know. So, and then after I did the video, I turned it in, and he made me bring the video to show him, not send it to him. I'm like, shit, I have to be in the room. What if he hates it? You know, I'm going to be sitting right there, you know, and I was really nervous. It was my first music video, and we watched it, and it was Jerry Heller was there. I think Terry Heller, his cousin, and then also we had Gary Ballin, and just the Ruthless family was there. I think Yellow was sitting there. I don't remember if Yellow was there, but because I think he produced that track. But after it was over, it was silent, and I'm like, oh God, they hate it. And then Eazy goes, damn, let's see that again. Roll that shit again, you know. And and he goes, you know what? You're gonna do Above the Law. He said, I got. You're gonna do both above the law. And I'm like, thank you. And he's like, yeah. And so that Above the Law was my second video, which was VSOP.
Mm-hmm.
And the third one was that I ever did was Call It What You Want, and that had Tupac in it. And that's where I met Tupac, and Tretch and Stretch did a cameo. We had most of the guys from Digital Underground. There's a lot. Ren was there.
Mm-hmm.
And I fucking fell in love with that group, and that just being there with all of this. These guys it wasn't like there any effort at all. They were just real, and they were making tracks and music that they felt strongly about. They weren't just going, you know, they weren't doing music like they do now. Now you're getting like, I'm rolling to the club in the Maserati.
Bullshit.
Sipping on gin, gonna get some hotties. Bang, bang, yo.
Right.
I mean, what kind of lyrics are those? So, and there's back then, man, the stuff was really hard. You know, grab a fool by his throat and don't let him go till he holla holla Billy Goat. That's you know that's Hutch. That's 187. You know,
right.
and so we shot that shit hard. But what Eazy wanted was he was like, I want it hard.
Right.
But I want there to be thought put into it. He said, I'm not seeing a lot of directors breaking through. He said, with it being hot. He goes, I don't care if you white, black, or whatever. You got to bring the stuff. And I was really impressed that after coming off NWA, he didn't want to use anything to do with NWA. You know, he wanted no directors. He just wanted to disconnect from. He didn't want to bring directors over who were all wanting to come over and work. You know, it wasn't like this big loyalty. I'm going to work for only this guy. That directors got to make a living, so that you know there wasn't the opportunity was there. If Eazy wanted it, he could have worked with Gary Gray, who's I am one of his biggest fans. I think Gary Gray is like an incredible director. He's just I know him really well. He's just an amazing music video director, great film director, straight out of Compton. Whether you agree with it or not, was a good movie. It's well made.
I loved it. I loved the movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's a lot of it's fantasy. It's not based in true fact, but I mean you gotta tell a story that people are gonna watch. You know, you can't,
right?
You know.
Let me say this now. I'm glad you brought that up about Straight Outta Compton, because I spoke to Jerry Heller. May God rest his soul. I spoke to Jerry Heller about maybe 2 months ago. And Jerry and I, we spoke for about a good 30 minutes over the phone. And he was
I heard you said that in your last show. I think one of your last shows, you said that it was like a day before you're going to record, he passed away.
Yeah, and we were ready to go, man. Everybody here, we was so hyped, we was amped that Jerry Heller was gonna be on the show. He was gonna tell this story, and nobody know Eazy either way. Jerry Heller know him. Nobody know the inside like Jerry knows it. And I get a call from the co-producer of the show. His name is Jay Street. And Jay Street was like, you supposed to be doing an interview with Jerry Heller tomorrow, right? I'm like, yeah. He's like, well, you ain't gonna get that interview. And I was like, why not? He was like, well, Jerry Heller passed away. I was like, no, that's bullshit. Jerry Heller didn't die, because when I spoke to Jerry Heller was feeling fine, and he was laughing, cracking jokes, and was like, yeah, I heard your podcast show, man, and that shit had me laughing. And he was like, you know, you're doing good work, and yes, I'm going to give you an interview, and we're going to talk. We're going to do it the week of Eazy's birth, you know, his death.
You know,
not death, his birthday.
That's also a compliment, because, you know, I've been in touch with him through the years, and he started to tell me, you know, I'm not going to do as many interviews anymore, you know, not unless I really, really like the program, because I you know, take my interviews, and after I leave, they talk shit about me.
Right.
You know, after I get off the air, he said that's happened to him a couple of times, since straight out of comments, so that's a compliment to you, Terrell.
Man, you know what? I talked to Jerry, and I said, well, Jerry, I don't agree with how you were portrayed in the movie, because I honestly don't believe that Eazy-E would have kept you around that long if you were doing any of this shady shit that I saw in the movie, which was Hollywood. Yeah. And, you know, and right then and there, I had his attention, because I was letting him know, you know, Jerry, I'm not recording this phone conversation. I'm talking to you as a, you know, as a man, how I really feel. You know, I can't go off of what Ice Cube say. I can't go off of what Dre say, and the other bullshit, you know, I'm just going to go off of talking with you, because you were there from the beginning to the end of Eazy-E. So, you know, and he respected me saying that. And here it is I did an interview just last week with Alonzo Williams of the World Class Wrecking Crew. And Alonzo Williams told me that Eazy-E and Jerry Heller wouldn't have met if it wasn't for Dr. Dre bragging to Eazy-E about how good Jerry Heller was and what Jerry Heller had done for the World Class Wrecking Crew. So that's why Eazy-E wanted to meet Jerry Heller, and that was because of Dr. Dre.
Yeah, that's something, you know?
Yeah.
It's really, really something. You know, he, when I was first going in there to Ruthless, you know, we'd all sit in Eazy's office and sit on the sofa, and everybody's like, you know, what are you going to do, Marty? And I tell him what I'm going to do, and then, you know, Eazy's so creative. Jerry, you know, he's more business, but he had a few ideas there. But they worked, it's just, you know, Jerry listened to Eazy, and then when he wouldn't agree, he'd go, you know, that's not good. Let's try it this way. He was always, they worked well together, so I was saying, and I was not there all the time. You know, I was making videos. I'm proud of it, and sad too, because it was all the way up to Eazy's death. I did at least 85% of all Ruthless's videos, you know, and so I was there a lot, up to the end, and just so proud to have worked with Above the Law and Ren on Ren's videos. I think my first Ren video was my fourth video, which was Mayday on the Front Line.
Right.
For the soundtrack of CB4. Remember that movie? I
love that video, and I love the song. So, trust me. Hey, you know, Ren is one.
Oh, I gotta tell you. So we're filming that, and we're like downtown.
Right.
And there's a part where this girl. So you know, we're in downtown LA. You know, Terrell, and it's late. You know, it's like 1 p.m. We got Chris Rock there. You know, he's there doing a cameo in the background, and it was, you know, he's got his people there, and Chris Rock is standing in the background while Ren's doing Mayday on the Front Line, and there's this bridge in the song where this news reporter on the track says, 2 police officers were killed in the hood, and if you know anything, dial 1-800-88-TELL, you know, and right when it said 2 police officers were murdered by gang members, there was 2 cops drove up, and they had the windows down, and they were watching us, and as soon as it said that, everyone looked at the cops, and the cops like shaking their heads. They drove off. They were like, but it was 2 white cops, and I'm like, that couldn't have happened at a better minute, man. I mean, the whole crew, everyone, Chris Rock, Red, all of us laughed so funny because it happened to say 2 police officers were murdered in downtown Los Angeles by gang members. It's blaring in this playback, it's super loud, and they drove off. Just I don't know. Well, I hadn't remembered that until just now. So thanks for bringing that memory back up. But and right after that, it was starting to get like, let's raise it up a bar, and they're like, Jerry calls us, says, Marty, can you do a video next week? And I said, yeah. And he said, it's Black Superman for Above the Law.
Right.
And they want something hard, they want something meaningful. And he said, so just read the fucking lyrics and do it right, motherfucker. He's like talking to me like that.
What, Jerry Heller?
This
is Jerry Heller?
Yeah. He was always, if he wasn't cussing at you, he didn't like you.
Right.
If he wasn't cussing at you, he did not like you. That was his style. He was such an awesome manager and producer. I watched Straight Outta Compton, and Paul Giamatti is a great actor, but there was no, they try to portray him as good, but then how they portrayed him in the end was very hurtful to Jerry. I was at his memorial. Jerry Heller. Let me start over. I was at Jerry Heller's memorial service a week ago, and all of us were in the room there in the church, and everyone came up that knew him and his family and just said this. It really, really upset him, and it really brought him down. He wasn't like, oh, my feelings are hurt, because he was a tough guy. He was.
Right.
But under that, he's a really, really warm, loyal person. After Eazy died, and I missed the funeral because I was in New York directing something else, and I couldn't leave.
Right.
And I wanted to postpone a flight back, but they had me on contract, and I couldn't leave. That really hurt too. I wanted to be there, And but after that, Jerry stayed in touch with me. I did dozens and dozens of shoots and videos for Jerry for other things that Jerry. Jerry's life didn't just stop. He was producing and putting groups out there.
Right.
Finding and it's a very lucrative career. I mean, videos that he gave me, I was very lucky. He's very loyal, and you got to do your work. If you're a recording artist or director, you got to do your job. It's got to be good each time. But just the sense of getting that call and hearing Jerry's voice and have him go, hey Marty, how you doing, man? He had kind of a easygoing kind of way of talking, and then he would start getting up there and cussing.
Right.
And that's when he would get. That's actually when he's enthusiastic. He was a very cool. At first started working at Ruthless. He scared the shit out of me. He was yelling. He was like, all right, now deliver. You better fucking deliver, okay? I know fucking people. He goes, I know people. You fucking deliver. But I knew he didn't mean it. I knew he was kidding. And after about the third video, I knew that he was. That's just his way of helping you deliver. He was a very warm person, actually, right. And I felt I miss him already, and it was wrong what they did. Straight Outta Compton.
And I believe that too. And I'm friends with Eazy-E's daughter on Facebook, Erica, right? And
I just saw her.
Yeah. Now my thing with Erica, she's very outspoken. She say what's on her mind, and when I saw that her and little Eazy-E still had a relationship with Jerry Heller, I said to myself, if this was a man that did all this fucked up shit that everybody's saying he's doing, I honestly, in my heart, do not believe that Eazy-E's kids would have still had a relationship with Jerry Heller.
You have that absolutely right. And Eric Wright Jr., Lil Eazy, went up there. He was last, and he went up there to say words about Jerry. And it was like, this guy was like another father to me. And he, over the years, he's always advised me because, you know, Eazy was gone. He wasn't there to do it, you know, and he said he always took care of me, and he said whenever I had a life question or difficulty or money question, Jerry would always take me to lunch and sit me down and set me straight. Mm-hmm. Now that's pretty cool, and Eazy really, Lil Eazy really poured his.
Yeah, Marty, as I was saying, as you was telling these stories, Marty, I felt like I was here daydreaming as if I was in my own time machine, traveling back in time, like I was right there with you, as you telling us these stories, man, and that's beautiful, man. For real.
Yeah, it's what's really great is that everyone, I think, longs for it. There's that renaissance, that very few short years where, you know, the gangster rap and rap was just so real and so genuine, and it feels like while there's some great artists and tracks out there now, it just doesn't feel like it. There's just a whole, like, an environment to that era, the real gangster rap era. It was genuine, and it was hard, and it was real, and it reflected people's real life experiences. And you know, it just kind of, when Eazy passed, I think it just kind of faded. It just went away. It was the end of NWA, and then after Eazy passed, I think that was over. You know, that magic time. It was really something to be there and be in the middle of it, and for me to be so lucky to sort of fall into being central to the visuals and the, you know, and the telling visually the story of these hard lyrics. I mean, you know, Compton G's was definitely, you know, besides being the answer song to Dre Day, it was Eazy's, you know, real feelings, and he thought that Sleazy E character, you know, when we you know, Eazy said, "What do you want to do for this video? I want to hit Dre back, but I want to do it my own way, and I want to do it in a sophisticated, not gangsta way." And I said, "Well, let's take that character he made, Sleazy E, and put him in your video. Just use it in your video to your advantage, so that, you know, it shows that you weren't offended." He goes, "I wasn't offended." He goes, "I thought it was funny." When he saw it he saw Dre Day, he actually thought it was funny. He was like, you know. So when we dressed, the guy came out dressed as Sleazy E for the first time on set. Eazy started cracking up. He was like, they took pictures, and I mean, it was funny, and it kind of bizarre for Eazy to have the Sleazy E character standing across from him. That was from the Dre Day video. There he is, dressed exactly alike. He's wearing the Compton hat, you know, and we had a really good time with that, you know. But like I said, the era was hard, you know. Like Black Superman, what a great message. Directing that video was such a privilege because, you know, here's this guy that's, you know, he's just doing what we got to do to keep his mom's lights on, pay the light bill, and keep her, you know, in the house. And, you know, there's no other, you know, opportunities, you know. So I thought staging that video with Hutch and then a little kid, him playing a little kid doing the rap as his younger self, that really was, you know, just like, it showed that was the culture. That was that was the only way he knew to make the kind of money he needed to keep his family and his mom, you know, eating and with, you know, and pay the bills, because no matter how much government assistance you get, it's never enough, you know. So I really, really was so proud, Terrell, to be part of that, to be part of those messages, because I think they're very important. And you know, at the start, I do a live sound where she goes, "Where you been all night, huh?
Yeah.
I know you wasn't in your bed. Your bed still ain't been slept in. Coming here with new coat on, new tennis shoe. I'm trying to raise you right. But you go out there with your hoodlum friends and do all kind of wrong. Why don't you get straight and go to school and be right? I'm tired of this shit. But you could see though she needs the money though, and she's torn.
Right.
She doesn't want him to get arrested or in trouble, but I mean that's the situation for so many people. They kind of have to look the other way because what's the option? And you know that's the America we're in right now. And I love America. I love this country, but you know it's just and I'm making a film about this very subject right now. We're going to start shooting in January, and it's a film that's very close to that sort of thematic storytelling of that situation. So
tell us about that film. Tell us a little bit about that film, and then I'm gonna go back into the music videos a little bit later that you did. Tell us about that film.
We just segued into me promoting my movie.
Yeah, that's right. Tell me about this movie now. Tell me.
Well, it's a film called Streets of Money, and it's like kind of you have to get out there to find the money, and you got to do what you got to do to get the money.
Right.
Because the opportunities aren't necessarily the same. I mean, yeah, you could try to, for some people they just don't know how to do anything else, and that it's the culture they're raised in, and they didn't have a good, solid, family situation or father figure or mother figure, whoever's missing. So they just didn't, and you my subject characters, you sympathize with him so much because he's so real, and the film is very, very real. It's action, but it's also suspense and a love story. And all I could say is just drop the title, and we've got a website we just put up, streetsofmoney.com. And it's going to be a while before. I mean, we're not even shooting till January, but I'm just excited about the film, and that's really all I'm going to say about it right now. But I just wanted to say I love the message, and it's important.
Well, let me ask you this one question, Marty. Is it going to be possible after you're done shooting that video, that movie, wrap it up, that you will come back on our show and promote that movie on our show and tell us more about the movie, so the release, getting us ready for the release date, so our fans can go out and check that out?
Yeah, sure. Terrell, your show's awesome. Yeah, of course. What we're also doing with the film is we're making we're going to donate to Boys and Girls Clubs and stuff to benefit. And yes, I'll be back to talk about it.
Great, because if I'm not mistaken, I know I'm not mistaken, the Eazy-E donated a lot of money to the Boys and Girls Clubs back in the day, and I've read that.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. I wasn't there, but yeah.
Right. Now, let me go back to the Black Superman video, because that is a classic song, a classic video. How did you come up, Marty, with the idea to take the little boy, the young version of Hutch, and have him rapping that part of the song? How did you come up with that?
It was really simple. I broke down the lyrics. Hutch is he's a fucking genius.
Right.
He's a brilliant writer and a great poet, and I just love that man. His mind is his lyrics and his musical sensibility and the kind of teams that he's put together recording. Black Mafia Life is going to be one of the best fucking albums. It's got so many zones, and it's such a great album. And like on eBay, it's like $600 to get one and wrapped in cellophane.
Yeah.
So it's super classic. There's very little vinyl available of it, but anyway, he wrote these lyrics. I wrote them out, and it said, he would fall asleep at school when he was young because he was out all night slinging. And so that's where I got the idea. It basically came from Hutch himself. And then, I thought, well, how can I contrast it? So I had the little boy running with the marbles, and he said, I must have made about 50 G's. You know,
was
he says
beautiful.
And so I filled that big jar with marbles, which was standing for he's got all this a loss of youth, you know, a crash, a loss of his innocence when those marbles drop. That he's lost his child. His childhood's gone now, and at too early of an age, and that happens so much these days, you know. And it was, you know, I love that video, and then I wanted to add some magical visuals to that, showing them, you know, in front of flying through the air, the you know, and you've got, you know, Gomac and and all those guys in there. So yeah, that's how I thought of that. Go ahead.
Now, you shot another video. You had with Above the Law. Eazy-E, MC Ren was in the video sitting on the steps, and you had Tupac Shakur, the late great Tupac Shakur, and Money B, and I saw a few of the other Digital Underground characters in the background. I want to say that was a few of them. What was that like working with Tupac Shakur? Because a lot of people didn't get to work with him. What was that like for you?
That was the third video I'd ever directed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was, you know, I mean, my producer, you know, he said, "You're going to be around like really, really big guys here, and I'm like, I know, and I want the visual, and I really had another plan for that video, but Tupac just wanted to be hard, you know, and when we were talking to his camp, they were like, he just wants to be in an alley. He just doesn't want it to be flossy or artistic, and I said, okay, let me design something, and I just kept it really simple because that's what they wanted. It was, you know, I wanted to do something more extravagant than have them in an alley, but that's what he wanted. He felt those lyrics, his verse was that way. But I did get him up on the roof of the building. We were in Hollywood, and oh my God, we were there filming at night. About 11:30 at night, we had something like 350 people jamming around the building, and the police came and they said, "You got to keep the people out of the street, man." And I'm like, "I don't know what to do." He said, "Well, we could shut you down, or you could put some of your people keeping the onlookers out of the street."
Right.
And I said, "All right." So, like, I had our production assistants out there. You know, we put some tape up, and by midnight, we probably had 500 people trying to get a look at what we were filming, and I realized this is really special. They sent down another guy. Warner Brothers Records had sent down another guy because they were getting concerned about safety or riots or something. But everybody there was just peaceful and enjoying the music and the playback. And, you know, I said, turn it up so all the people who are watching can hear it.
Right.
Because they're way back there. Let's let everyone hear. So we blasted that playback. So it was something else. We, you know, it's funny because we had a couple of motorhomes and we couldn't get in them. You know, my crew had to go to the bathroom, and we had a hard time getting into our own crew bathrooms because we didn't account for all of the fans that came, and somehow the word got out. And then I said, "How do they know?" And then one of the people said, "They said it on the radio." Wow. I'm like, "The radio? Wow." So anyway, Tupac shows up, and the window in this like really nice Beamer. He's being driven. He's got like there's four guys in this black Beamer. They pull up to the set when we first got there, and the windows roll down, and of course all this pot smoke comes out of the car, and he gets out, and he I started to walk up to him, but I realized I gotta wait till he comes to me because I can see that he wants to greet Above the Law and Eazy, you know, and all of them, you know, make his way around. And so it was about 20 minutes. Finally, he didn't come to me because he didn't know me. Finally, I saw he was free. I walked over and I said, "Hey, I'm the director." He's like, "How you doing?" And I said, "Good." He goes, "So what do you want? What do you want me to do here?" And I said, "Well, we talked about, you know, you just want to keep it simple. So I thought I would have you walk from the end of the alley over to the trash can fire, and, you know, just sort of finish your verse there. and then we'll do another take up on the roof later, and so I can dolly around you and have the city lights behind you as you sort of take over the world.
Right.
You know, you guys are over on top of the world here, you know, and that was sort of symbolism for that. And he said, okay. So we started rolling the camera, and the thing he didn't tell me was he pulled out this giant silver sort of Magnum Glock giant handgun that was chrome, and he had it in he's like wearing a sweats, Adidas sweats or something.
Yeah,
and
a tracksuit.
He pulled out the gun, and he's talking, and you know, the cops get shot, you know, and he pulls out this Glock, and I've had, you know, my previous video experience was MTV will never show that, and they'll make you blur it out. It just looks like shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, can we get? Oh no! And he said, so what do you want me to do? I said, be yourself, be Tupac. I don't want to tell you how to be. You know, be you. You are the best as you.
Mm-hmm.
People want to see you. So then we were filming. He pulls the gun out. So I went up to him. I said, can we get one? That was great. We got that one. So that version will be for other media, but we need one for the MTV version master that I can send them that doesn't have it, so we don't have a big blur, you know. And he goes, you make up your mind, man. And I said, what you talking about? He goes, you said that you want me to be Pac. That's Pac, motherfucker. And he wasn't being mean. He was just like smiling when he said it. He said, "That's Pac, motherfucker." and he just pulls the gun out and shows it to me. I said, "Okay, cool." So he filmed it. We filmed a few more takes, and he showed the gun in every single take. And then I just cut away for the MTV version, so onto something else. So that I think I did a zoom up of his face, and you didn't see the gun. Because MTV, you know, you don't want that blurry crap. You want a nice, clean video, playable video. So yeah, that was, and then you know, we had the other thing I remember about Pac was, they kept him pretty isolated. Cause there's so many people there, and they like his guys surrounded him, and he you know, he stayed kind of off to the side, so he wouldn't be mobbed or anything. And then I'm guessing that's why he stayed off to the side. But then we had this nice catered meal for cast and crew, and we had a big truck, and it was a food truck, and it was making this delicious, you have your choice of fish or whatever. And they pulled out the prime rib, and they gave it to Pac, and he goes, this shit ain't cooked, man. And Eazy said, no, that's a prime rib. It's supposed to be rib. And he goes, oh. I ain't eating this shit. Take me to Fat Burger. And they left. They're going to Fat Burger for dinner. And then they came back and we finished filming. So that's my experience with Tupac.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, on that video...
And I'm sorry. At the very end of the night, when we said, well, that's a wrap, he was walking by, and he's very proud. He had his head kind of tilted up, and he walked up to me, and he had his head tilted up, and he goes, we done? I said, yeah. He goes, good job. And then he shook my hand, and I said, thanks, man.
Now, what was the chemistry? Because you really didn't see Pac and Eazy interacting that much in the media or working together. What was the chemistry like with Tupac and Eazy-E on the scene?
They're just there to do a job. You know, there wasn't a lot of camaraderie. There wasn't a lot of. I mean, it was very. For me, my third music video ever, very stressful for me, and I noticed, but I was calm. I mean, I was putting up a good front, you know, I was just doing my job, but everyone else was too, you know, there was just a lot of people there, and we were just trying to basically get the video done, get the job done, get a good performance on film. And I saw them basically, once I saw them talking, they were interacting, they looked friendly, but it wasn't, you know, it was such a whirlwind and such a fast. We did that video in one night, and it was like a 28-hour day. was long, 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 long day.
Right.
So I mean, we left. You know, there's nothing weirder and more surreal than waking up, than filming all night and then driving back to the hotel. Go to bed at like 10 in the morning. You know?
Marty, you are, like I said, you are a genius, my brother. There is a lot of people cannot say that they work with the greats, both of those greats, Tupac and Eazy-E. May God rest their souls. But you have, and I think
I don't know if that's genius, but I know I was lucky, and I'm honored.
No, you're a
and
genius.
then in my career, I ended up working on set with Cube.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also did a few videos for MC Ren. So I directed 3 of the 4 NWA members, and I've never met Dre ever.
Right.
Never seen him, never met him. And but all of them are very gracious and great to work with, very professional.
Yeah,
you know?
yes, they are. And my thing, I noticed like Q, Dre, and Jerry. I wanted, and I'm not the only person, but a lot of people really wanted to see those guys make up and make amends. And it wasn't Jerry. Jerry didn't hold a grudge against neither one of those guys. Like I said, I spoke with Jerry a few times, and Jerry never held a grudge against neither one of those guys. And and I felt that the people were robbed, because, you know, they wanted to see those guys make up and put their differences to the side and put something together, because what all those guys had together was magic. That was magic.
Yeah, you know, I'll tell you this, and I'm going to just, I'll just tell you that there was discussions back and forth of an NWA reunion, and it was open for discussion, and there was calls into Eazy about it from Dre's camp, not Dre, but his representatives. These guys were ready to reconcile, maybe not be best friends, but just that the money would be so huge for a tour. They would make millions each. And that's all I know, that they're, you know, and we'll never know now, but I mean, imagine a reunion tour. It's like, you know, Motley Crue.
That's true.
A group like that, you know, a group like Tommy Lee and I have spent a lot of time together, you know, the drummer, and I'm not dropping names or anything. I just know that they're personal, you know, they could stand each other. They would spend 1 minute off stage together. Yeah. But they did a tour and they made a bunch of money worldwide. So they would just play their songs and, you know, then just go to their rooms or go out or whatever. But they wouldn't, and you just do it because it's a great job. You don't have to, like, you know, you're building a house, you're on a construction crew. It's like that, you know, you're not friends with everybody on the crew, but if you keep building, it's the same. If people are going to pay you big money to build these, you're going to keep working with them because you're making lots of money.
That's
same
cool.
thing. These guys, I think they were going to do it for the money. You know, the other thing I heard is that's this is just rumors, but rumors from people that are involved, that I've heard, media people and some studio people at a movie studio that I know really well. They're like, yeah, there's a script floating around. There's a Ruthless movie floating around, and they're looking for possibilities and funding and for the right fit, but it's the same group that made the NWA movie. This is what I've heard, is there's a Ruthless movie about the Ruthless record story, and I can't imagine what that movie would be like without Eazy, without Jerry, and, you know, and it's probably Tomika who owns the Ruthless trademark, you know, and brand, and they're probably going to try to cash in on another movie.
Wow.
So, look for that. You know, I mean, I wouldn't doubt it because she's got all the rights.
Now, right. Now, let me ask you this one question. Is there even still a Ruthless Records around anymore? Is it still there?
That's a good question. I really don't know, and I'm just a filmmaker.
Right.
And I really don't know. I if you look online, there apparently is. I don't see Tamika actively developing that label, and that's stuff I've looked at, and I can't speak for her, and I don't know what's going on with that, but I know that if she wanted to make a Ruthless movie, I think she could, and they made a bunch of money on Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure that with that, if they did, Ruthless, they could bring back some of the characters from Straight Outta Compton, and it would be sort of now the foes, the opposition to Ruthless, and the story of Eazy, and the guy who played Eazy developing Ruthless, and bring back Paul Giamatti to play Jerry Heller, and then bring all that music back to the screen. I mean, that sounds like a monster movie to me, but I don't think it would be. In my opinion, I'm not sure how they would treat the characters of Eazy and Jerry, since there's potential animosity. I won't even say that.
Yeah, it's some animosity, and I don't care what nobody say that Drake can make all the records he want about he love and miss Eazy, but I still honestly believe that there's animosity there. Somewhere in the fold, I'm gonna say it. No one else has to say it, but I'm gonna say it.
I don't know them, and I respect each one of those guys. And I think they did. They made a fantastic movie, and I think that everybody did their job. Whether or not you agree with how Jerry was portrayed. And how Eazy wasn't. I think Eazy was a bolder leader than they showed him. I think he's pretty good leader, but I just want to say I have tremendous respect for Dre and everyone else in the loop. I just don't. I don't know. I wasn't in that circle at all, and I don't. So I couldn't say, but everyone has their opinion. I think, though, if there was talk of, and I believe this, that there was talk of doing a reunion tour, then certainly there wasn't any giant hate or anything, because you wouldn't do a reunion with somebody you just. I mean, these guys are businessmen, and and I just respect the hell out of them. So, yeah. So
there was rumors floating around. And I don't know how true this was, but they were saying that the NWA was going to do an NWA reunion tour. They was putting that together. All of them was going to be there. And they said that they were going to have Jason Mitchell, the character to play Eazy-E in the movie. They were going to have him be Eazy-E on stage. Now, this was floating around right after the movie. This was... Yeah.
Well, it'd be hard. You can't fill those shoes. That's tough, especially live. That's hard. I mean, that's tough. I don't know how that would come out, but I do know this, that at Jerry Heller's memorial service 10 days ago, everyone was there. There's a lot of heavy hitters. I mean, Irving Azoff from Giant Records fame, and I mean, more than that. I mean, he's just such a huge person. And a lot of other very prominent people in Jerry's family. Pretty much everybody said that he was really, really, he felt really like they slammed him in that movie, and it really bothered him. He didn't want that kind of thing to be his legacy, his image.
No.
He did a lot of really great business moves, and was a legend, and just to go out like that, I think it made him, I talked to him on the phone a lot, and he just, I said, how are you? And one of the last times I talked to him, he said, Marty, I'm not good. that fucking movie. He says, it's just, I don't want everybody thinking that's how I am, and I'm, it's just not true, So I'm trying to sue him and make it right.
Right.
And but just to hear him say I'm not good, it really bothered. Like you wake up in the morning and be bothered by it. It was some sort of payback, from the other guys.
Yeah.
Sort of some reason that you have to portray somebody, and even if and part of it is it's a movie, so you have to have a bad guy.
Yeah.
If you don't have a nemesis, if you don't have an enemy, the movie would be boring. You've got to have some. If you're watching a movie, there's no conflict in it. Everything's just good. It just gets boring. It just becomes a documentary. They had to make somebody the bad guy, and they made Jerry the bad guy. So
Yes,
they may have
did.
had to enhance the badness. And however it was, that's a real human being, and he had to live with it.
Most definitely, and I feel like this. Tamika Wright, Eazy's widower. I feel that she, she was there on the set. Some say not as much, but she was pretty much involved, and I feel that she knew the relationship that Eric and Jerry had. That she should have, said, well, nah, we shouldn't portray Jerry like that because Eric.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry to interrupt, but who knows what motivates people? She's, there's a lot of money that still could be. I mean, I'm just moving on from that because I don't know what's in her head, but I agree with you. It's but again, they needed some sort of conflict.
Right.
And these guys were, when they had the break off from NWA, they were really, really young and maybe not realizing the ins and outs of business and what a manager gets financially, and that all he did was make like 3 calls, and he's getting the same money we're getting, and it's like, well, but it adds up. It's 10%, 10%, 10%,
right?
Or 50, it adds up to, but whatever it is, it's small potatoes now.
Yeah.
I mean, what she could do now with Ruthless is she has a label. She could bring back Above the Law. She could do what I just don't think she wants to do the work, or she doesn't. I don't know what her motivation is because she's sitting on a gold mine. She's got. What if they did a reunion tour, with Cocaine and the guys from NWA,
right?
Remaining guys, and maybe a famous rapper that's from within maybe Cocaine doing Eazy's part, somebody from back in the day, and then Black get Above the Law out there, and Ren doing his, MC Ren is the final frontier, and make a reunion tour. I think it would be a giant animal. It would just make so much money. And I talked to Hutch. He's frustrated because he's approached her. He told me, and he says she just doesn't have any interest in bringing out, like press. If we could press new vinyl of 1 or 2 of their albums, they would make them in with vinyl of those albums from back in the day, and collectible, and marketing with T-shirts and merchandising and the concert, and then a DVD of the concert, which of course I would film.
Most definitely.
And a Blu-ray, with remixed everything, so you have those songs in just the newest form. It's just sitting there.
Yeah, it's
just so you know, I have hours of Eazy-E behind the scenes footage on set.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that because it says you have many hours of footage, unseen footage of Eazy-E. Tell us about that. Yeah.
I've got on the set, behind the scenes, stuff that's never been seen of Eazy, Above the Law, Ren, Tupac, and I want to put that into some sort of a movie. I was thinking a movie would be a title, something like Real Compton City G, and then you have all of that plus the songs with Party remixes and re-edits of the videos in HD. Because hey, a lot of my work was put up when YouTube just came on.
Right.
So instead of 1040, it's at 240p.
Right.
So it's all low res, and for me to transfer all of the masters and stuff will cost me, a lot of money to post those up in HD. And I might do it one day, but all of that stuff could be put on one big movie and put out. And make it so people could get it for like $2.99, and just get this hour and a half footage with music and remixes of these classic songs, and HD versions of the videos, and you can just switch around or put it on and kick back for an hour and a half and just go into a Ruthless Records zone, with all those guys. But I can't get through. I can't get licensing from Ruthless Records or Tamika or anybody. I would love to do that and do it with great reverence and respect to those great artists. These people worked really hard to make that music.
Yes, they did. And
to,
I feel for her.
Go ahead,
I feel for her not to, want to act like she's not interested in doing anything with this material, man. Because, like you said, she has a gold mine that she's sitting on, and it's gonna generate plenty of money. And I had noticed that, like, when the movie came out, Eazy-E's "Boys in the Hood" and the NWA album, they say it was in Billboard's the top, in the top Billboard again, and they said that has never happened before. And it happened, Eazy-E and them hit the Billboard top 100 again, and they were at high numbers of selling, because they say "Boys in the Hood" alone, the single by itself sold the first week of the movie another 100,000 or 300,000 copies. I want to say the first week of the movie.
Well, I don't know why, and I respect if she doesn't want to do it. It's her life and her world, and maybe she just doesn't want to live that again. And I know that. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't want to say anything to get me in trouble.
No, you 100% right, because I've seen, like I say, I've seen and heard some interviews with Eazy's kids. And they're very, some of them, I'm not going to say all of them, but, a great deal of them are very disappointed with how Ruthless is being handled, with how their father's legacy is being handled by the wife. And, like I say, Erica is the most outspoken one, and she's very outspoken about it. And so is Eazy's daughter, E.B., she has her own documentary coming out about the Ruthless record thing, and it's gonna be the truth, and she's gonna tell all. And I know for a fact her and Jerry were very close, very close.
Yeah, she was at the memorial service. She spoke and with great reverence. And Erica was there, and Eric Wright Jr. It was great to see him again. He's a great guy. If the people who own Ruthless would just put up a Ruthless Records website or an Eazy-E website, everything Eazy-E, and did merchandising, it would be a multi-million-dollar per year profiting. There's no question.
Most definitely.
And it wouldn't take much to start that off. You're just setting up a website and putting some merchandising up there and you could have somebody manage it. So if you were someone who owned Ruthless, you could just have that sort of go on autopilot and put the checks in the bank every month. And then give people what they want and look for content. Find people like me and say, hey, you want to make a product that we can sell, a Blu-ray with unseen footage and remixes of music. Let's do it.
Right.
I'll take 60%. You can take 40%. Whatever the split is.
Well,
take it or leave it.
There you go. Now I noticed we talked a lot about Eric. We talked a lot about Above the Law. Now let's talk about let me ask you about MC Ren, and then I'm gonna ask you a couple more questions because I know you're a very busy man. What is it like with MC Ren, working with the great MC Ren? What is MC Ren like?
When I worked with him, he was like, I'd just walk up to him and tell him the direction, and he would nod, and he would do it, and then he's Ren is Ren. He's just super, like, he's just the epitome of what cool is. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's I want to say that is one of the best. I mean, my wife, she says that is one of the most gorgeous men. He's very handsome. He's got actor good looks. He's very quiet, reserved. He's got a great sense of humor. He would make fun of me sometimes. Mm-hmm. Working with him on the videos that I worked with him, he was, the first video I worked with him, I said, this is going to be very dangerous, but I want to fly a helicopter around you at ground level, a real helicopter that we mock up as an LAPD helicopter for Mayday on the front line. And he said, I said, it's very dangerous, and you have to be aware of that. And you're going to have to sign some papers acknowledging that you're aware that this is a very dangerous stunt we're doing. And he said, I had to write for the video. And he said the other treatments that were written by other directors didn't come close to mine, and he really said, I want to do the helicopter. Let's do it. Let's take a risk. And, he goes, you can't win if you don't play.
That's right.
So we did it, and it was terrifying. We were at the airport, and we're flying this helicopter around him, and it's the guy is Kevin LaRosa from Jetcopters, and he's a stunt flyer, and he flies helicopters under bridges and through things, and he said, you want me to drag the skids? And I said, yeah, I want it to be completely crazy, but safe. He goes, those two don't go together. So, he said, but I'll make it work. And he was dragging the skid on the ground, as it's flying around at ground level around him with this police spotlight on him. I was watching as we were filming it, and I'm like, this is the sickest shit ever. It was just, I said, damn, So, and then, he was cool. Like he was, Chris Rock came out from New York and was in the video with him, and Chris Rock was like praising him, going, man, this is the illest shit ever. I love your lyrics and stuff. And Ren was like, yeah, okay. He didn't want to hear the compliments. He's just a quiet guy, very cool, quiet guy.
That's a good thing. Now listen, after that helicopter stunt and you cut it and wrapped it up, what was Ren's actions? Was he hype or was he cool?
Oh, he loved it. He really loved it. He loved it, but then Universal got a hold of it, and they stuffed it full of clips from CB4.
What?
And he goes, damn, they ruined it. From the soundtrack to CB4, and they just put all these clips. You barely see the helicopter flying. It's a little bit, but it's mostly corny, comedy clips from CB4, with a big ass biscuit, and
hell no.
Which that was pretty funny, man. He's sitting there, Chris Rock, in front of that big ass biscuit.
Wow. So, no, Marty.
Curl on.
Yes, Marty, tell our fans, about some movies you done, so they know, who you are more of all, other than just you bigger than the music game. Tell them some movies, brother.
Well, I still make music videos. Mm-hmm. The budgets have to be up there. I did another one for Skilo, just one called now I don't remember the title because I've done 200 music videos. What the heck was it? It was Burning Up, and it with acapella, the General, and Skilo, and that was one of our. We had a great time having a reunion. The first video I did with him was back in the day. I wish it was a little bit taller.
Yeah, I remember that. That was the shit. Yes.
That was my first #1 MTV hit video, and it was really, really cool. I got a lot of awards and nominations for that. And I was like, wow, God, maybe I am good. Maybe I'm okay here at this job. I think I'll keep going. So, yeah, I made some movies, and I'm working with Lionsgate on a couple of projects, and I made a thriller horror film called Killer Holiday, and and now we're gonna shoot Streets of Money, and then there's a family movie I'm gonna do with a dog and a little girl. It's got a great story. I shoot movies, and I stay as busy as I can, and I do okay, and I'm just lucky to do this for a living.
Beautiful.
But I'll tell you, I miss that time, that Renaissance time, that few years where hip hop and rap, just say rap, gangster rap was just so much good material was coming out, and it was just it seems like there's such a longing for that kind of flavor again.
It is.
People there's just nothing left. There's no brand. There's no art. It just doesn't. They even do the same like notes and beats and bass lines, and it just still doesn't feel like it did. I mean, just Black Superman and Call It What You Want, VSOP. I did For Riders Only, Cocaine and Hutch, and
Yo, Dope Black. So, Marty Thompson came through, gave us that dope interview. What you think about everything he had to say about Pop, Eazy, and Ren and everybody? What's your take on that?
It was what I expected though, man. I thought those guys was all music. It was all about making music, man. You know what I mean? Like the people took it out of context and took it a lot for what it's not. And I think it's good to hear stories like that, and because a lot of these rappers and stuff today, we learned from the Biggie. I wish the Biggie and Tupac thing could have ended up better. And now you see like just diss songs in general, they get Grammys for them, and you see a lot of people trying to just diss each other on rap or Instagram or whatever because you get a Grammy now and it's the thing to do. Right. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny though the hear stories about people that really was like, just trying to make music at the end of the day and feed their family.
True that.
But what we get from the music is something else, man. Make you feel a certain way, do a certain stuff, do certain things.
For sure. Yo, we got kind of cut short with the Marty Thompson interview. We had to cut so much because it was really the tail end of it because, we going into 2 hours. So, Marty Thompson's, go check him out. His email address is GoRidiculousPictures.com. Once again, GoRidiculousPictures.com. Go over there, check him out, email him, do whatever, let him know that you are a fan of his work. Marty's a great guy. And, Doe, you got to send any shouts out to anybody before we wrap this?
I just want to say rest in peace to Sarah Parker and to those peoples that lost their lives during Hurricane Matthew.
Shouts out, RIP. Everybody, you got something to say, email us, the313liveshow@gmail.com. Call us on the hotline, 313-451-7272. Follow us on Facebook. The Facebook page is The 313 Live Show on podcast. Once again, The 313 Live Show on podcast. Twitter, hit me up, _Guy_Rell. Once again, _Guy_Rell. IG, Rell That Guy 313. Facebook, Terrell Foster, That Guy Rell. Snapchat, That Guy Rell 313. Doe Black, hit them up. What you got?
You can hit me up on Instagram, Comedian Dorian Black. Facebook, Dorian Black. Snapchat, Doe Black, I believe. Comedian Doe Black. And what's that? Twitter, Dorian Black 19.
He said, I believe. He don't even know his own
Yeah.
social media site.
I gotta learn them, man.
You gotta learn them.
I only be on 2 of them, really. Well, 3.
Oh, man. This is how I promote the show. I'm on the hashtag and everything.
Oh,
we
man.
getting us popping.
I dropped something on all of them.
What's up to Australia? We got Australia in this motherfucker strong this week. We got New York. There was, on last week's episode, we got Australia, New York, kicked in real big time, and shit, man, we got Jamaica. They fuck with us big time, you know, even though I don't like them fucking Nigerian motherfuckers, you know. It is what it is, but another day, another story. But I did give y'all a nice history lesson on that NAFTA. So whoever don't believe me with the NAFTA situation, go do the research. It's out there online, and you'll see we ain't lying. Peace and love, and we'll get with y'all next week. Next week, we got Fiend from No Limit Records. Make him say, nah. He's going to be on the show, and he's going to clear up a lot of rumors about Master P and a lot of other things. You know, we thank him for that. Peace and love. We out.